Hello, good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining in. Let's just wait for a couple more minutes and let a few more students join, and then we can start the session. As I can see, a lot of you have already joined in. Maybe 1 or 2 minutes more and see. Okay, so I can see quite a few of you have joined. A very good evening, first of all, to everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much for giving some time to this webinar today. Let me begin by giving you an introduction. My name is Ria, and I work at Internshala Trainings. I work as an instructional designer. My job comprises of creating online trainings, the ones that you see on our platform, and I will be walking you throughout this webinar. I'll be walking you through some very important aspects of career building, one of which is upskilling. And as the word suggests, upskilling is a very self-explanatory word and a very important word, I think, in terms of a student's life. We will be talking about it. We will be understanding the different important aspects that are involved with upskilling, and how you can get ready for your dream job, your dream career, basically. So let's keep the session very interactive. I'll be walking you through all these things. I will be showing you some content as well. And you can keep dropping your questions in the comment section. Whatever relevant questions that come to your mind, keep sharing them here. And I will keep picking them up as we go about. Um, okay. So I hope all of you can see my screen that I'm sharing here with you all right now. Okay. Okay, so first of all, of course, when we talk about Internshala trainings, a lot of you must have already had the chance to explore the platform. When I say explore the platform, I basically am trying to say that you have seen the different trainings that are there, or what kind of propositions do we have for you students. Even if you haven't, I'll walk you through it today. So, trainings in itself, the word trainings or the word courses or the word upskilling, I'm sure that you students understand the importance of them, right? They are definitely, as the screen you can see on the screen, it says a game changer for your career. Skills are definitely a game changer for your career. So, it is very important for us to know a little bit more about them. Okay, now a little bit about Internshala and the kind of courses that we offer. Um, you all understand the importance of upskilling, and that is why you all are here, right? So now some of the very important things that go into courses or trainings is the kind of trainings or courses that you want to take. Now we have some short term online trainings on our platform. When I say short term, I mean 6 to 8 weeks long. You can basically study at your own pace because these are online, and you should make it a point that you're dedicating, say, a couple of hours every day, and you're going through these training programs. Now, how do you think they will help you? First of all, in upskilling, we understand that the industry, the job market is continuously evolving. Today you are using one software, tomorrow that software will become redundant. Basically, redundant means useless. Maybe some other different software is being used, right? So what if you don't upskill yourself? You just develop one skill and you just sit down. You will also become redundant. That is why it is very important for you to keep learning. You should never stop your learning journey. Today, if you know a certain skill, it is very important for you to learn more, because you don't know tomorrow which skill might become unimportant in the future. So that is why upskilling is definitely important for you to make sure that you are relevant for the job market. At no point nobody should ever be saying this to you, that you don't have XYZ skill. You should have the kind of skills that the industry is demanding at the moment. So that is why these courses, these trainings are very important for you to take. Secondly, as students, sometimes you will not have clarity in terms of what you want to do, right? For example, if you just have started your career, you just ventured into the higher education, after your school you go to college and then you do a higher education, and you don't have a lot of clarity that what you want to do, right? So, for example, we go out shopping, we go out to shop for, say, cosmetics or a perfume or even sometimes something to eat. So, haven't all of us at some point asked for samples? We ask the people who are trying to sell us something, do you have a sample? Can we test it? Before buying the big product, you like to test it. Just like that, when you want to dedicate your entire career to, say, a particular stream, you first want to test the waters, right? You can't just go in without understanding what is there for you in it. For example, if you are interested in digital marketing but you don't have an understanding that what kind of topics are there in digital marketing, whether you will be a good fit for it or not, so for that these trainings can be a very very good source. You can go through these trainings and they can be a small investment into your future. They can work as that sample for you to explore that particular training, that particular field. Once you have gone through a short term training like this, you can make up your mind whether you want to delve into it full time or you don't want to do it. Maybe you can take a couple of different courses, maybe a couple of different trainings like this, like the ones that you can see on your screen, and there are so many more on the platform, and explore yourself. Which one do you like? Whether you have the skills, with the right skills for a particular training, a particular field or not, and that way you can answer these questions for yourself. Next is that a lot of times a lot of students ask us that we are students, we have not worked anywhere, hum to padhai kar rahe hain, we are studying as of now. What do we write in our resumes? Our resumes look very empty. So, the one thing that we always tell our students is that as students, you might not have experience, but you can have skills. So, on your resume, if you at the moment, if you don't have a lot of experience to show, you can show your skills in terms of the different courses and trainings that you take. That is why another important aspect of these online short term trainings that we are offering is that they can work as something that can go into your resume. You can actually put them up, you can show your the people who are hiring you that I have done these many courses, I've done these many trainings, and I'm skilled in these many fields. So these are some of the very important aspects. These are some of the perks, you can say, of investing in short term trainings like the ones that you can see on the platform. If I talk about how these courses or how these trainings are built, I'll give you a quick walkthrough of it. So as you can see on the screen, there is web development, there is programming with Python, digital marketing, machine learning, advanced Excel, AutoCAD, programming with C and C++, financial modeling and valuation. So some of these courses, I'm sure you are aware about these, right? As students, you must have heard about them from your peers or somebody in your family. You must have heard about all these. Now these are some of the most in demand courses. When we create a certain training at Internshala, we make it a point that a lot of research goes into it. We just don't create a training because we want to create it. We first understand the sort of demand that is there for that course in the market. So, for example, at the moment, we know that machine learning is a very up and coming area of study. So, we have created this training for you, comprising of all the important aspects that the industry demands in terms of machine learning. So that when you take this training, or any other students, or many students like when they take this training, they have the relevant skills, they get the relevant skills after taking these trainings, and when they go and apply for different internships or different fresher jobs, they can actually show their hiring managers that these are the kind of skills that I learned during my course of training. They will also help you understand what exactly the industry is demanding as of now. So, a lot of research goes into what we want to teach. Whenever we want to develop a new training, we first research what is the demand for it, what all needs to be taught in it. The next step is that we get some of the highest experienced people in the industry to make these trainings for us. They are our experts. So for example, a digital marketing training that is there on the Internshala platform has been created by us has been created by an expert who has been working in the field of digital marketing for a long time, so that they are the right people for it. We don't want to make a training for you which is going to lack anywhere in terms of content. So these people have so many years of experience, so many years of experience of teaching students just like you. So they are the people who build these trainings. Not just that, we have a whole dedicated team of designers who make sure that it's not just content. No matter how much old or young we are, we always appreciate some visual aids when we are trying to learn something. And visual aids always help. For example, today when I'm talking to you in this session, if I remove this presentation from the screen and I just keep on speaking and speaking to you, at one point your interests will, it will waver off. You will not like it. You will be like, she's speaking so much which is not showing anything to us, right? So in terms of that, it is always very important to have certain visual aid on the screen. The visual aid helps to keep the interest of the person who's trying to learn or who's trying to understand something on the screen, right? So that is why all these trainings have good visual aids also present in them. So that is the kind of work that goes into creating these trainings, goes into creating these courses. We also make it a point to thoroughly research the exercises that we want to give you while you are learning a particular you're taking a particular training and learning a particular skill. We make sure to give you a lot of hands-on practice with a lot of quizzes, exercises, assignments, projects. And these projects and assignments have been designed keeping in mind the industry needs. Because tomorrow, when you go out in the job market and you start working in an organization, you will have to work on projects, right? And there, your practical knowledge will be tested. So we pick up projects and we design the assignments in such a way that they are the ones that you will be actually doing when you go out to work in the industry. They are quite similar to that. So that is the entire um, whole thing that goes into making a training. And after that is what you get as a short term training that you can invest in. Moving on, we have PGC courses. Now, PGC stands for Placement Guarantee Courses. As I told you, the ones that we were talking about earlier, they were short term trainings. They were about 6 to 8 weeks long. The PGC courses are slightly longer. And of course, as the name suggests in itself, placement. So they help you get ready for your career and your dream job profile. And you get a lot of hands-on practice, not just in terms of the content of that particular subject. For example, there is full stack development. Not just full stack development, you will of course be trained in full stack development end to end. Whatever the industry demands as of now, you will be taught that, but you will also be given a lot of placement assistance, a lot of tips, a lot of help, a lot of assistance in terms of how you can build your resume, how you can face the interviews, and a lot of other things go into these PGC courses. And they can be as long as 3 to 6 months. And these are some of the things that you can of course check out on the platform. When you visit the Internshala platform and you go to the PGC courses, you will also be able to see the students and their journey, how they started and where they are today. We have been able to place so many students and their journeys are listed there. You will be able to see that these students might have started from scratch and today they're already working in their dream companies. So this is how PGC courses help. And as you can see, some of the PGC courses that we have on the platform as of now is full stack development, data science, human resource management, digital marketing, product management, UI and UX, sales and business development, electric vehicle. All of these are the in demand courses. I am very sure that you all have heard about these things, and you must have heard about them lately itself because they are very much in demand as of now. Okay. Now, this is one question which a lot of time you must have heard about it, right? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? A lot of HRs ask this question, whether you go for internships or you go for a job. This question is always asked. It's a classic question. Now, this is one question that ideally, before somebody else asks you this, you should ask this question to yourself. Now, why you should ask this question to yourself is because you first want to develop an understanding in your own head that in which direction in your career you want to head. and you are of course the best judge for it, because you understand your area of interest. You understand what are your what are the good points and what are the bad points, what you are good at, what you're not good at, and based on that you can develop an understanding so as to which direction you want to move. Of course, the sky is the limit when it comes to making a career for yourself. You can be a developer, a manager, a photographer, an engineer, or anything else that is not mentioned on the screen also. So of course an understanding of that from your end is definitely required. And as I said that if you are doubtful, or if you feel that I could be doing this or I could be doing that, short term trainings, as I just spoke to you, could be the perfect way for you to understand what you want to do. Because when I say short term trainings, if you go and check them out, you will be able to see that even before you sign up for these trainings, you can see the content that goes into each. You can access the table of contents, and you can see the topics that are there in each training. That will help you understand that whether that particular course is made for you or not. And after taking that course, you will get further more clarity in this regard. You will be able to understand if you are the right fit for it or not, or you should think about something else. So at the end of the day, whatever you want to be, as I said, sky is the limit. uh, you know Internshala trainings has this very motive that we are trying to help you do better, help you get placed, help you get the dream jobs, the dream internships in the companies of your choice. And we have already, we have an understanding with so many students who've been taking our trainings from the platform. More than 10 lakh students, it's a big number, and they've already taken a step in their career. And they've completed their internshala trainings from the platform, and they have taken their certificates. Now, when I say the certificate, we'll talk about it as we go further also. The Internshala training certificate that you get after completing each training, at the end of each training, you get a completion certificate. Now, this training certificate is industry recognized, which basically means that the industry, the organizations that you will be applying to, they value the Internshala certificate. So of course, whenever we work for something, when we work in a certain field, we want to be rewarded. And in terms of an online training that you will be taking from our platform, the best reward can be a training certificate, right? That will be a proof that you have successfully completed the training. And you can add that to your portfolio, and you can carry it wherever you go. Whenever you apply for jobs or internships, you can actually show these internshala training certificates. And as the industry recognizes them, of course you will be given your due credit for it. Okay, so how basically Internshala trainings works. Internshala trainings have 85 plus in demand online trainings. As I have already mentioned it to you, that we don't actually make the trainings just like that. We make sure that we do our research and find the best in demand courses, whatever the industry demands as of now, wherever the jobs are. We make sure that the trainings that we make and the trainings that are live on the platform have some backing like that. Next, the Internshala training completion certificate is recognized by over 1.8 lakh companies. Again, that is a huge number. I have just mentioned it to you. Like, recognized by these many companies means these many companies value the Internshala certificate. They understand that when you have completed a training from Internshala and you have earned this certificate for yourself, they know that you have that sort of skill. When you have taken the training, the skill is there. Next, it makes you job ready in 6 weeks. So when I say job ready in 6 weeks, it basically will give you a good understanding of that particular subject. And of course, there are so many other things also. Whenever we study a particular subject, it's not just the subject; it's also how we go about it. That is why the kind of teaching methodologies that we have implemented, or the projects, as I mentioned, they are industry relevant projects. They will make you ready for your career in this much of time, in 6 weeks or 8 weeks of your course. Rated 4.5 plus by more than 10 lakh students. So when you complete a training, you rate the training also. So on a scale of 1 to 5, Internshala trainings have been rated 4.5 and above by more than 10 lakh students. Of course, that is a huge number, and it speaks volumes about how many students have benefited from the different courses, the different trainings that are there on the platform. Okay. Now, top five reasons how Internshala trainings are different. Now, of course, there are so many different platforms, and as a student, you might be confused, and you want to make up your mind where you want to take a training from, which training you want to take. So there are certain aspects which we can discuss right now, which will help you understand how Internshala trainings are basically different. Next, in that is an esteemed training certificate. We have already spoken about the training certificate. There are so many courses on different platforms that where you do not get a training certificate, or you might be getting a certificate but it's not recognized. So it's very important for you to be you need to get your due credit when you do something. Whenever we are investing our time, our energies into something, we want to get the right reward for it. So if you are giving 6 to 8 weeks of your schedule, your busy schedules, you're taking out the time from your college life, you have so many projects and you have exams and you have so many things, yet if you are taking out the time to complete a certain training, then of course you should be rewarded for that. And for that, you have an esteemed training certificate that you get after successful completion of your training. Next is beginner friendly modules. Now, this is a very important aspect. A lot of times, you may feel that I am a total beginner. I don't know digital marketing at all. I have zero knowledge of digital marketing. Am I the right fit for it? Can I still take the training? Of course, you can take the training because the trainings are beginner friendly. When I say beginner friendly, I basically mean to say that you as a beginner, you can start taking the training. You don't need to have any prior understanding of that subject. You don't need to have any understanding of the topics of that are there in that subject, and you can simply start your journey with us. We have created the content in such a way that we start with the very basics. We make sure that we first cover the basics for you, so that even if you have zero understanding of the subject, you can develop it as you go about the training. So even if you have no understanding, zero understanding, less understanding of any subject, you can still take these trainings, and as you learn, you will gain that understanding about the subject. uh, okay, just a small break here. I can see a few of you are inquiring about the certificate, so or the attendance form. So towards the end of the session, you will be receiving an attendance form here only in the comment section, and you can fill that up, and then you can get your certificate for the webinar right from there. Okay. Okay, moving on. Next is 100% placement assistance. Now, this is another aspect why internship trainings are different. Sorry. Okay. So, 100% placement assistance, when you take a certain training, of course you have certain things in your mind. Probably you want to make a career for yourself in that field, and we understand that part. So how do we help you with the placement is, whenever you get a training from internshala's platform, we also help you with the placement preparation training. With every training you get a placement preparation training, which is nothing but something that helps you get ready for the job market. So just having the subject knowledge at times is not enough. When you go and apply for internships or for jobs, you are supposed to present yourself in a certain manner. You're supposed to submit a resume. You're supposed to write a cover letter. You might also have to face the interview rounds. So in order to be ready for all of that, we help you with the placement assistance, and that training has all the aspects of placement covered in it. Apart from that, for example, if you take a certain training from our platform, let's take the example of digital marketing again. If I, as a student, have opted for the digital marketing training and have completed it, I will be getting a placement preparation training that will help me now get ready for the job market. Basically, I will be getting understanding on how I can build my resume, how I will write a cover letter, how I can approach the interviews, all of that, right? Apart from that, you will also be getting prompts, or you will be getting some relevant openings, about information about relevant openings in the field of digital marketing right in your inbox. So that is again another aspect how placement assistance works after you have taken a training from us. Next, exposure to brain teasing exercises. I have already very briefly mentioned about exercises earlier. So when you're learning online and your teacher is not in front of you, the best thing that you can do is exercise and practice a lot, right? So we understand that aspect also. Whenever we make a training for you while working on the content, a major part of building the content is building the exercises, because there is nothing without practice. So these brain teasing exercises help you get ready to solve problems related to your subject, and these also have been created by our experts, so they know exactly what the industry demands, what kind of exercises will be a good exercise for your brain basically, and will help you get up and running in that particular subject. So you will, along with the training, you get exposure to these brain teasing exercises. In fact, after, when you watch these videos, after these videos, immediately you will be shown some exercises and you can solve them before moving further to the further videos. Next is freedom. Basically, okay, so freedom to choose your batch as per your schedule. So, as you are students and you have a lot of things going on, you have college, you could have classes, you could have exams, you could have a lot of other things that you're catering to. So, there should always be freedom to choose the time that you want to learn at. So, as these training videos are pre recorded, it's very easy for you to take them as per your own schedule. You can choose a batch of your own choice whenever you want to start, whether you want to start today or you want to start at a certain other date. You have the freedom to choose that as per your own schedule. Okay, so we offer 85 plus certified online trainings in various fields, and I have already shown you a glimpse of the different trainings on the first slide itself. So these are some of the areas in which our trainings are, and the ones that I showed you on the screen, they were just a few. 85 plus certified trainings are already there on the platform in some of the fields like programming, core engineering, data science, business management, creative arts, career development, and a lot of others as well. You can visit the website and you can explore these. Okay, now why choose Internshala trainings over others? Again, this is one question that will come to your mind when you're trying to basically start your journey of getting yourself upskilled. So there are certain parameters. Let's basically look at them. Okay. First is placement assistance. I have spoken to you about placement assistance at length. If we talk about other platforms, there is no placement assistance as such that you get along with the trainings. And this is one very important aspect, and that is something we understand at Internshala. No skill is learned just like that. We basically learn something because we want to get some results out of it, right? So that is why we have made it a point that for every training that you take, you get 100% placement assistance, and none of your efforts that have gone into taking that particular training go waste. You can always bear the fruits of your labor by by applying to different internships after you've taken a certain training. So you will get 100% placement assistance from us. Next is content quality checks. So, if I talk about other platforms, no quality checks are done as such, because a lot of times what happens is a lot of courses are being developed. We at Internshala make it a point that we do a lot of quality checks when we are building this content for you. As I mentioned, this content, firstly, it is made this is made by experts in that particular field. You can actually, when you go and you enroll for a training, you can just scroll down and you will also be able to see who are your teachers for that particular training, and you will see that these people come with a lot of industry experience, so they know what they're doing. They're basically the masters of their particular subjects. So we make it a point that very strict quality checks are done for each training, for every content, even if it's, if that is a video, if that is an exercise, if it is a certain text chapter, or it's a certain assignment. Everything goes through a very strict, rigorous quality check procedure. Next, projects. So I have already mentioned to you that at Internshala we value what the industry is doing a lot, because until and unless we do that, all the skills that you're learning are waste if we are not matching it up to the standards of the industry. Industry means the job market basically. So other platforms don't usually offer projects to their students, and we have understood the need for these projects. So 1 to 2 industry grade projects per training are added. Basically, when I say industry grade, they mean that these projects, have been developed considering what happens in the industry, what kind of real life projects will you be taking up when you join an internship, for example. Those kind of projects have been put here for you to practice with, so that tomorrow when you go and you apply for these internships or these jobs in certain organizations, you can actually show them, that I have built this project, and this is an industry grade project that I have built. And of course, whenever you will be doing this, they will ask you to elaborate on it, and you can actually do that. It will have a very good impact on your profile. So again, projects. Next is assignments. Just like projects, a lot of different platforms do not have any assignments, as part of content in their trainings. We make sure that we add 5 to 6 assignments per training. That number, of course, can vary from subject to subject, from different trainings to different trainings. But on an average, these are the number of assignments that you will get with each training. Assignments, again, are a way of practicing for you, right? Because your students, this is the first time you are uh, involving yourself with these subjects. It's very important for you to make sure that every aspect of it is covered. You just don't want to gain a lot of content in your head. You also want to make sure that you know the application of this content. So assignments or projects, they help us apply the knowledge that we learn in the training videos, and then we apply these learnings through the projects or assignments. And by doing that, you also can see that how well you have done in that subject. So projects and assignments, of course, are very important. Next is practice questions. So, usually, if you see other platforms, they will have 8 to 10 practice questions. Uh, and at Internshala, we, as I mentioned, that practice is something that we value a lot, because we know that it's the first time you are taking up a subject, and you might not get something straight into your head with just a couple of questions. So if you can see, the number of questions that we have in our trainings are 100 to 200 practice questions per training. Sometimes this number goes up as well. For some trainings, like language trainings, we have also had practice questions up to, say, 500 or 600 practice questions, basically, that help you build a better understanding of that subject. Next is training completion rate. So training completion rate is basically that rate. It's the number of students who are able to complete the training end to end. A lot of times students start taking a training, and they leave it in the middle. That completion rate for other platforms is 5 to 10%, while for Internshala, that rate is 65%, which means that these many students, more than other platforms, are completing their trainings. And of course, the reason why they are able to complete these trainings, so many students are able to do it for our platform, is because the trainings have been designed in a manner that they're able to do so. They are beginner friendly, so you will not feel bombarded with a lot of information, right from the first video itself. We have made the content in such a way that you get the content in small doses. The videos are also kept, the time duration of each video is kept in such a way that you get enough time to grab the concept, then you get enough time to understand it and apply that knowledge in terms of exercises before moving on to the next video. So that way it becomes easy for students like you to complete your training, and which is again very important. Otherwise, without completing, your effort goes waste. You will not get your training certificate if you don't complete a training, of course. And when you have decided to take up a training, it makes sense to complete it. It makes sense to get the training certificate for it. Next, recommendations to company. This is important, so you must hear this one out. For other platforms, this is absent. uh, First, let me tell you what is recommendation to companies. So for example, my example again, I am taking the digital marketing training, and I have completed it successfully, and I'm a top performer. I have completed the tests and I've got good marks in them. I've completed the final test and I have the certificate with me now. Now, what Internshala will do for me as a student, they will highlight my profile when I apply to different digital marketing, say, internships. It will highlight my profile for the hiring managers to see that I, as a student of Internshala, have completed the digital marketing training and I was a top performer in it. Therefore, they will recommend me as a candidate to these companies. So, this recommendation that you will get from Internshala is missing on other platforms, and it is very important. As students, you also know that the competition is immense for every job, for every field, so many people are applying for it. Then it becomes important for you to show how are you different, or how are you better for a certain job. We can do that for you. We can recommend you to these companies. Of course, you have to perform well, you have to complete your training in time, you have to get good grades, and the trainings are designed in such a manner that you can, of course, do that. It's not very difficult for you to do that. The trainings are beginner friendly. So your effort will not go waste at any given point of time, and you will be recommended to different companies. So this is absent in other platforms, while the top performers, as I said, are recommended to companies on the Internshala platform. Next is job opportunities. So, of course, why are we all doing this? Why are we learning? We all want to get jobs. We all want to get going with our careers, right? So, what if these job opportunities are only absent? We won't be very interested in it, right? And no such job opportunities are present after you have taken a training from any other platform. You go to these platforms, you take the training, and you're done. You're good to go, right? They don't take the burden of helping you get a job. But we understand that whatever efforts you're doing in terms of your career, eventually they need to translate into a job, into your career. So personalized job opportunities are delivered to your inbox. I have mentioned this to you earlier also, very briefly, that once you complete training, once you are into a course, when you're taking a certain training from our platform, we will send relevant job opportunities right to your inbox. You will, of course, you will be logged into the Internshala platform through your email ID. In that email ID itself, you will be sent personalized job opportunities. And when I say personalized, uh, it basically means related to the training that you are taking. If I'm taking a digital marketing training, I will be sent the internships and the job recommendations based on that. Next is verified instructors. Now, this is again something which is absent on other platforms. And our instructors are verified strictly for knowledge and experience. I've already mentioned to you, we make sure that the people who build these trainings are experts in the relevant field. Whichever training is built, the people who are behind it, the instructors that you see on the screen, or the people who have built the content, have years of experience in that particular subject, so that whichever content that you see on your screen, whether it's a text chapter, or it's a video, or it's an exercise, everything has been you should be well aware of the fact that whatever content you will get in your trainings, that has been created very thoughtfully, that has been created by experts, and you can totally be dependent on it. Next is lingual diversity. Now, this is something again which is absent on other platforms. Lingual diversity basically means that you have a choice between English and Hindi. When you take trainings on the Internshala platform, some of our top selling trainings are available in the Hindi language as well. Of course, they're all available in English, but you also have the option to switch to Hindi when you take the trainings, and that is for your ease, so that if you feel that the language is not clear at any given point of time, you can switch to Hindi. And a lot of top selling trainings are there in Hindi on our platform. Okay, now how to get started. Now we have spoken at length about the different aspects that are there on the Internshala platform, why you should be taking it, how you should be going about it. Now, basically, let's see how this happens. So the first step is to basically go to the trainings site website, right? Uh, Nothing happens without taking that first step. Sometimes later in your career, you really feel proud of taking that first step towards your career, and this is that first step that you should take towards your career. This is something which can be considered as a small investment into your career or your future. So for you to explore the trainings platform, it's very important. Once you go to the platform, you will be shown the different trainings. So on the left side, as you can see, okay, yeah. So on the left side, you can see this list of categories. So there is programming, there's business and management, core engineering, data science, design, creative arts, language. These are all different categories. Within each category, there are a certain number of trainings. For example, the category that is currently chosen is most popular. So the most popular trainings on the Internshala platform are, say, web development, programming with Python, digital marketing, AutoCAD, advanced Excel, machine learning. If you go to different categories, you will be able to see the corresponding trainings in that category. And as you can see, the category list in itself is so long, and that way I can say that there is something for everybody. So you must all explore the platform. That is the first thing that you need to do. I can see a few more of you are inquiring about the certificate link. So the certificate link will be sent at the end of the session. So I request you all to stay till the very end. The ISP team will be sharing the attendance link, the form here, and you will be able to fill it, with the help of which you will be getting your certificate for this webinar. So please stay tuned till the very end. Moving on, after, of course, you have seen the different trainings that are there, you have made up your mind which training you want to go ahead with. You can now register for it. The registration procedure is not very long, it is not pages long, you don't have to give a lot of information, just some basic informations. You log in and you add these basic informations, and you can enroll for these trainings. The process is pretty simple. It can be done in like a couple of minutes. Click on enroll now and complete your payment. So as you can see, this process is also not very long. There's also a scanner option, which is, of course, we are all into the habit of scanning and making the payments. So for your ease, this is also added. All in all, the process is very simple, by which you can enroll for different trainings, and you are all set to start your learning journey. Now, of course, when I say start your learning journey, this is just the beginning. This is just how you will get going about it. The next step is now to go ahead and explore the content, see the training, and build an understanding. For your help, we are always there. Another important aspect of Internshala trainings is, um, so since we are not there with you in person, we are not teaching you in person, it's an online platform. We understand that we need to be with you at every step of your journey. So for that, there is a dedicated forum. For example, you are in the middle of your training, you are watching a video, and you have a certain doubt, you have a question, there's something that you cannot understand, or there is an exercise that you're doing and you're not able to understand the explanation, also the answer and explanation are not clear, or anything like that, any issue that occurs. For that, you can just put in your query, your question, into the forum. The forum tab is present right at the bottom. It's very easy. While you are watching, you can add the question there itself, and your answer, you will receive the answer to your query or your question within 24 hours itself, which is, of course, a thing which is not there on so many other platforms. So that again adds up to one of the many reasons that why you should be getting started with your journey of Internshala trainings already. So that way you have somebody answering your queries, your expert is going to answer your query. If you face any technical issue also, that will also be answered. So we are basically going to be with you in throughout your journey to help you in any sort of problem that you face. Now, of course, who doesn't like offers, right? So there's an exclusive offer for you. You can get up to 55 plus a 10% off on all Internshala trainings. So it's a steal deal. I would say you should all go and explore the platform. Make the choice about the thing that you want to take. Take the first step towards your career. As I said, I will reiterate that point again. As students, you will not have enough experience to show on your resume. That way, your resume might look empty, but the only way by which you can fill your resume is through the different skills that you earn, the skills that you basically get after taking these online trainings. So it is very important for you to invest in these trainings and get going with your learning journey. And of course, after completing these, you can add the certificate. It's an industry recognized certificate, so you can add that to your profile. There are so many employers, as I mentioned, there is a huge number of employers that values the Internshala certificate. Basically, it's an industry recognized certificate. Wherever you go and you apply for an internship or on a job, you will be able to see that, wherever you go and you work, you show your Internshala training certificate, it will be valued, so your efforts do not go in vain. That way, I think it's a great start that you can do for your career. And even if you're somebody who's confused at the moment, you're not clear, you're not sure which field you want to go into, the trainings are a good exploring platform also. That way you don't have to go neck deep into the water, but you can test the waters first, right? So that is, I think, the offer for you. It's a 55 plus 10% off. Now, does anybody have any questions on what we have discussed so far? For the ones who are asking about the certificate, I will mention it again. Towards the end of the session, here in the comment section only, you will be receiving the link to the attendance form. Once you fill it, you will be the ISP team will be sharing it here, and you will be getting your participation certificate based on that. Let's see if anybody has any questions. Please put them in the comments now. We can take them up. Yes, so I can see a question. Short term trainings are 6 to 8 weeks long. Uh, Basically, 6 to 8 weeks is when you take the training at a certain pace. If you have the time and you have the bandwidth to dedicate more hours to the training, you can of course complete it before that as well. But that is the approximate time that it would take for you. If you take the training and you are dedicating say a couple of hours every day, so this much amount of time will be required from your end, because there are a lot of exercises, there are assignments, there are projects, so many things for you to do, so many things for you to learn from. So this is the average time, but if you have, as a student, you have more time on your plate to give to these trainings, you will be able to complete them maybe earlier as well. uh, yes, hi Upendra, there is an AutoCAD course there on the Internshala platform. You can check it out, and yes, you can definitely take it. Please drop in your questions if you have any. Yes, Kushal, there is a discount, as you can just see on the screen I was showing you earlier. There is this exclusive offer that is going on right now, so you can take this, you can avail this as of now. Okay, so Yashwant is asking about offline. I would say that these trainings, they are not live sessions. You basically, when you take these trainings, they are pre-recorded. And another important feature of the training is that you can also download the content. The training videos can be downloaded, and if you want to see them at a different time, you want to refer to them at a different time. Say sometimes we are traveling and we don't have access to a good network, and we know that we might not be able to see the training or stream anything on our phone or our laptops. You can download them also, and you can keep learning even if you are on the go, and that facility is also there. Okay, I think those are the kind of questions we've had. Rest of the questions, the certificates, again, as I mentioned earlier also, uh, here. So you will be getting a form, and you can just fill that attendance form to get your special participation certificate. Yeah. Okay. So, on that note, I think it's time to end the webinar. Thank you so much, everybody. You've been a great audience. And I hope that from here on, you can start your learning journey. And I wish you all the very best for that. May you all be able to build the career of your dreams. And all the best. Get going. And you must start exploring now. Thank you so much.